Good morning, children. Today, let's have a discussion on the topic quantifier. So, before starting the topic quantifier, let's have a quick revision on the topic nouns. You have already learned nouns. So, what does it mean by a noun? Yeah, as you know, a noun is a word used as the name of a person, place, thing, or an animal. So, here the word thing is used to mean anything that we can think of. And we know that there are different types of noun like common noun, proper noun, abstract noun and collective noun. So what does it mean by a common noun? A common noun is a name given in common to every person or thing of the same class or kind. Actually common here means it's shared by all. For example, girl is a common noun. Boy is a common noun. Town is a common noun. Okay, what does it mean by a proper noun? A proper noun is the name of some particular person or place. Here proper means one's own. Hence, a proper name is a person's own name. For example, Sita is a proper noun. Hari is a proper noun. Calcutta is a proper noun. So here, you have to remember that Sita is a proper noun while girl is a common noun. India is a proper noun while country is a common noun. Now, what does it mean by an abstract noun? Yeah, it is usually the name of a quality, action or state. For example, goodness, kindness, whiteness, laughter, theft, movement, childhood, boyhood, youth, etc. All these are the examples of an abstract noun. Now, what does it mean by a collective noun? Yeah, a collective noun is the name of a number or collection of persons or things taken together and spoken of as a whole. For example, crowd, mob, team, flock, herd are examples of a collective noun. And do you know, children, we can classify nouns as countable nouns and uncountable nouns. A countable noun means we can count it or we can put a number before them. Okay, and they have singular and plural forms. For example, book, books, one book, two books, three books. That's it. But in the case of uncountable noun, we cannot put a number before them. That means we cannot count them and they have no plural form. Okay, for example, luggage, furniture, paper, etc. Can you say some more examples for countable nouns? Examples, egg, carrots, bun, pen, book, bag. All these are examples for countable nouns. Yeah, and for uncountable nouns, you can see some other examples. Rice, juice, coffee, honey, milk. All these are examples for uncountable nouns. Now, let's move to your textbook. In your textbook, they have given you two examples. The first one, I went to spend a few days with some friends. The second sentence, there were 8 candles in the bedroom. And if we consider the first sentence, a few days. In this, days, that is the noun. A few. The word a few, it quantifies the countable noun days. And in the second sentence, the number 8, 8 candles. So here, the number 8, it quantifies the countable noun candles. So what does it mean by a quantifier? Yes, a quantifier is a word that usually goes before a noun. Yeah, a word, it goes before a noun to express the quantity of the object. That is a quantifier. Okay, a quantifier is a word that usually goes before a noun to express the quantity of the object. For example, some rice, a glass of milk. Let us see some more examples. Priya asked several questions. In this, several is a quantifier. Tom traveled to many countries. In this, many is a quantifier. There are 3 books in my bag. In this, 3 is a quantifier. I liked a number of books in the book fair. In this, a number of books is a quantifier. There are 3 rules by which you can change a countable noun into uncountable and vice versa. So let us see how we can use that rules. What's the first rule? Suppose you and your friend go to a restaurant and want to order tea. How will you place the order without using the word cup? Yeah, obviously you say, please bring us 2 teas, isn't it? Yeah, 2 teas. So here 2 teas, it means it is a countable noun. So here you use tea as a countable noun. And in the next situation or in another situation, you want to tell your teacher where tea is grown. How will you tell it? Yeah, you will say that tree is grown in Munnar. So in the second situation, you use tea as an uncountable noun, isn't it? In situation first, you use tea as a countable noun, and in the second situation, you use tea as an uncountable noun. So here it means that some nouns can be used both as countable and uncountable nouns based on the situation. Let us see what is the second rule. There are certain nouns, especially abstract and material nouns, which are typically uncountable. But if we use a structure of, if we use a structure of, we can quantify these nouns. For example, a kilo of coal, a ton of steel, a period of time, a degree of suspicion. Let us see what's the third rule. I'll give you 2 examples. Book tickets early to avoid disappointment. So in this sentence, the disappointment, it stands for a general feeling. When we consider the second sentence, the film turned out to be a disappointment. It is specifying what was disappointing. It means that depending on usage, we can change a noun as countable or as uncountable. Now let's move to a textbook. Underline the uncountable nouns in these sentences and write 1, 2 or 3 depending on which rule applies to each of them. So we already said that there are 3 rules. Okay, so based on that 3 rules, you have to identify that which rule is applied here. So the first sentence, there is a grain of truth in what he says. In this sentence, truth is the noun and the truth is an uncountable noun. Here we use a quantifier. What quantifier we used here? Yes, we used a grain of. A grain of is the quantifier that we used here. Okay, so which rule we applied here? We applied rule 2 here. That means we can quantify an uncountable noun by using the structure a of. So here a grain of truth. Okay. Now let us consider the second sentence. In the second sentence, experience is a good teacher. The uncountable noun used here is experience. And here we cannot find any quantifier. Okay, so in this sentence, which rule is applied? We can say rule number 1 is applied here because experience is used here in a general sense. Now, there are 6 more questions in this exercise. I think you can do it as a homework. And we can discuss the answers in the live section. Thank you children. Have a nice day.